the Watershed Results Act makes sure that taxpayer dollars go really to projects that actually produce results, produce environmental benefits, water quality, ecosystem restoration. Programs at the Bureau of Rec, Water Smart, for example, critical for water conservation, but sometimes it's not completely clear whether we're getting the intended results. So how does the Bureau of Reclamation balance the best available science with potential outcomes on the ground so that we really make the best possible choices for grant applicants?
Thank you for your legislation. It looks at a holistic, really all the tools that Reclamation is using across the board to deal with the drought that we're facing in the West. We have a great group of professionals in Denver and across the region that really focus on the best available science, but as Senator Heinrich mentioned, being able to quantify the metrics in which those are effective. And so it really is partly letting science lead, working with our partners and ensuring that they understand the goals of the projects and letting you all know what we're doing out in the field.
Well, we look forward to working with you on that legislation.
Thank you.
And on this point, I'd like to put into the record testimony submitted by the Freshwater Trust, which breaks down the actual benefits of our Watershed Results Act that Senator Merkley and I have worked on. Let me ask you then a second question, again stemming from our work in the Klamath Basin and Oregon issues. Obviously, you've got to find a way to bring together engagement from all members of the community to come up with a balanced kind of solution. There's serious concerns across my state about resources from the Bureau of Reclamation making it onto the ground. And without those communities actually getting help, the Klamath and Deschutes Basin are going to see the extreme drought and the challenges compounded by it. So Senator Merkley and I, through the Water for Conservation and Farming Act, provide additional support for this cooperative watershed effort. And the point of it is to help the communities develop long-term strategies and implement water projects that have significant benefits. Now, the program's authorized at $20 million per year, the Cooperative Watershed Program. The President's budget only included a request for $2.25 million. We need long-term solutions. Given the complexity of the water problems in the West, can you explain why the Bureau of Rec is requesting only 10% of the Watershed Program's annual authorization?
Thank you, Senator. First, I want to thank you for your legislation with the Drought Relief Act in Klamath. I'm talking about getting resources to the ground. We've used that authority last year, and we're using it again with $20 million to assist the farmers this year. Secondly, with the cooperative watershed, while it's only $2.5 million within our request this year, we have received $100 million as part of the bipartisan infrastructure law. So we're using the funding that provided through us through bill in coordination with our funding in the President's budget to get to those projects.
I get the point, and it is not an unreasonable one to basically say, well, we get to the target if we use the money from the BIF. I think we're going to need all hands on deck this summer because it's going to be tough, and I hope we can work with you to figure out ways to hit that higher level. I get your point. It is one, as I say, that's not unreasonable, but we are just facing very, very ominous kind of signals about the seriousness of the drought. The farmers I met with in the basin are really, at the point where they wonder if they can, continue to farm. So we're going to have to continue working with you on it. And I'd like us to hit the target for the net increase of the funds that are so desperately needed. And I appreciate your willingness to work cooperatively with us.